Does your worship team feel more like coworkers than a family? Maybe you're all showing up, hitting the right notes and leading worship, but deep down something feels off. Here's the truth. Unity isn't just a nice to have. It's an essential. It transforms not only you and your team, but the whole congregation worship experience. And when your team is united, everything changes. In this video, I'll show you 3 powerful ways to build unity in your worship team so you can lead with one heart, one purpose, and one voice. Whether you're navigating team tension or simply want to strengthen your relationships, these tips will help you create a culture of connection, prayer, and shared vision. I'm also going to give you 3 practical tips, so wait till the end to get that 3rd powerful practical tip to help unify your team. I just want to welcome you here to the Worship Journey Academy. This is a community, a space for you to grow as a worship leader. We want you to build your teams and lead with excellence and confidence. Let's take this worship journey together. Unity starts with seeing your team members as people. It seems kind of simple, but just remember, they're not only musicians or vocalists. When you take the time to genuinely care about them as people, listen to them, hear their stories, you're no longer just working together. Jesus said in John 13:35, "By this everyone will know that you are my disciples, if you love one another." The love and unity in your team reflect God's love to the world. But here's the thing. You can't rush relationships. It takes intentionality. A meal together, a team outing, or even a simple coffee chat can make a world of difference. When you build trust and connection, your team becomes stronger. This week, here's what I'm going to challenge you with. And I think this first practical tip is very important. Why don't you just go and schedule, not just call or text, actually schedule a hangout or grab coffee with a team member. Maybe you don't know that well. When you go, just listen. See them as people. Just listen. Take that time to hear their story. Ask about their life, faith, and dreams. Watch how this simple step deepens your connection. That's step number 1. Step number 2 is we're going to pray together. When your team feels like family, something beautiful happens. You start opening up in ways you never did before. That's why prayer is the next step. It's not just an act, it's the glue that binds your hearts together. In Matthew 18:20, it says this, "For where 2 or 3 are gathered in my name, there I am with them." When you pray together, you're inviting God to unite your hearts and your ministry. That is a beautiful reminder at a rehearsal because everybody is present. I highly suggest that you not use that to start a service because you're taking a jab on the people who are not present. Let's stay focused on the positive. You want to positively influence your congregation, but at a worship rehearsal, this is a great scripture verse to start out. Maybe there's 10, 15, 20 of you. And in this time, you can be reminded that no matter how many of you are there, God is there with you and it can unite you. This is a very beautiful thing that can be the foundation of your rehearsal, and it sets the mood for whatever workplace they're coming from. Prayer also creates space for vulnerability and healing. It's where walls come tumbling down and true unity begins to flourish. All right, here we go. Practical tip number 2. At your next rehearsal, I challenge you, if you don't already do it, if you do, great, but if you don't, spend 5 to 10 minutes asking for prayer requests and praying as a group. Rotate who leads the prayer each week. This simple practice can transform your team's culture and start to care about each other and ask about each other. It's really important that you live life together and have vulnerability moments, and this can create one very quickly within your team. All right, step number 3, create shared goals and vision. With trust built and hearts aligned through prayer, your team is ready for the final step. Having a clear, shared vision, without it, even the most connected teams can drift in different directions. Proverbs 29:18 says this, "Where there is no vision, the people perish." Vision is what keeps your team focused, motivated, and moving forward together. Take time to communicate your ministry's mission. Collaborate on goals. Whether it's focusing on excellence in transitions or cultivating a deeper heart for worship, Shared goals unite your team with a common purpose. Just before our final practical tip, I want to remind you that there's some free content that is coming out. Maybe it's already come out, but if you can sign up in the description if you're interested for more free content. This is going to be free content that we want available to you. I literally don't have anything to sell just yet. Thank you for coming on so soon. Our practical tip is host a vision night with your team. Talk about your ministry's mission and together set one specific goal to work on this month. This collaborative approach builds ownership and unity. It's not just you leading the team, but it's the team leading the vision that you guys set together. So take time to do this vision. Maybe text out your thoughts before so the meeting is ready. Do you see how these steps build on one another? When you prioritize relationship, you can create trust. And then when you pray together, you align your hearts. And when you set shared goals, you focus your team's purpose. The result, a worship team that leads with one voice and a united spirit. This week, choose one of these areas. Don't try to accomplish all three. I know it was a fire hose, but ideally, you want to start to have relationship and trust and pray together, and then you start to vision together. Maybe you guys want to record an album. Maybe you guys want to have a bigger Christmas production than last year and include more people, or have an on-ramp of more people. You got to be united before you just welcome new people onto the team. Focus on applying it to your team. All of these things, but start small. Start small by staying consistent and watch how your team transforms and is more united. Hey, if you love this video and this encouraged you, you can watch my last video. You'll love it. It's about the top 5 mistakes worship teams make. We don't want to be making mistakes that we don't know exist, and so go check that out. Hey, this is Nehemiah with Worship Journey Academy. Until next time, let's keep taking this worship journey together.